MightyWolfTV.
Hey, what's up, MightyWolfTV viewers? Trevin here, back again with another collection video. So we looked at the NES, the SNES, N64, GameCube, and Wii, and Game Boy, and DS, and now it's time to look at the 3DS collection. By the way, giant Lego Piranha Plant right here, and a Flash Boy, which lets you dump save files, so I could have multiple copies of, Pokemon games. Oh, and then I got these. Guess I'll talk about these first. So yeah, what these are not for resale demo carts for 3DS games. So first off, we got one for Mario & Luigi Dream Team. It's the same cartridge, just has a not for resale label plastered on it. So basically, if you've ever played on a 3DS in a store or like a 3DS kiosk, they would have like these cartridges inside them, and this happens to be the one for Dream Team. And then I also have one for Poochie in Yoshi's Woolly World. Now I don't have the full versions of these games, so that's why they stay in here. And if I do have a demo as well as the full version, I put the demo in with the full games case. So see if you could spot them later. But yeah, I think these are pretty cool to own, and they're not even that expensive either. I think they're like $10 each. At least back when I bought them in like 2021, 2022. But anyways, looking at the first 3DS game in the collection, and not only that, this was actually my first 3DS game ever. Not the first one I played, but the first one I owned. I think the first one I played, I believe, was Mario Kart 7 in a GameStop or something, or Ocarina of Time 3D in a GameStop. It was one of those two. But yeah, I remember when I first got my 3DS, it was in Christmas of 2011. Actually, speaking of which, I still have the box. You can kind of got a stack of boxes right here, but if you look closely, you could actually see the red 3DS box in here. There's the 7+ rating. Yeah, I don't really feel like fishing it out. Actually, you know what? I'll Sonic 3 merch and McDonald's Pokemon cards. We'll have to wait. More Labo stuff. Alright, here it is, my original red 3DS box. And I got this the year it came out. Though unfortunately it was after the price dropped, I believe. So yeah, no what's it called? Ambassador program. Yeah, it's still a cool thing to own. I do still have the 3DS today, but it's not really in the best condition. So I ended up replacing it. But anyways, back to Angry Birds Trilogy. So, yeah, so basically, when I got my 3DS in 2011, I had no 3DS games on it. And I just used it as a fancy DS. And I got, like, Pokemon Black version for it. Because that was the year that came out. And then in 2012, I got my blue 3DS XL for Christmas. And then I got my very first 3DS game, which was actually this. I didn't even know this game existed. It was the very first free Angry Birds games. It was the original, Seasons, and then Rio, as you can see on the, or as you can't see on the back. But yeah, this was a fun game, honestly. It's basically Angry Birds, but it's it's on the 3DS. It's one of those mobile ports brought over to the 3DS. Yeah, it's crazy to believe this was actually my first like real 3DS game, and after that I was getting a bunch of 3DS games. Yeah, it's crazy. It took me over a year to finally get an actual 3DS game. And then we got Animal Crossing New Leaf, which I didn't really play all too much. Now, I talked about the regular one and Wild World and City Folk. I didn't play those a lot either, so I was mainly into. I started with New Horizons. I'm one of those people. But I heard great things about this one compared to the other three. Like, people say this is one of the best games in the series. And I can see why. It updated for like 4+ years. In fact, there's an updated version of this game that says Welcome Amiibo on it. But this is the original version, as you can see. But yeah, I never played this as a kid. I got this like more recently, like last year. And I remember my friend Bryant's had it, and I remember asking him if I can play it or like, borrow it, or I just wanted to like try it out, and he was like, no. But you know what? In retrospect, I can understand why. It's like Animal Crossing is a very different kind of game. It's more personal. Like, you have like your own world. Yeah, and looking back, there wasn't really much I could have really done on the game anyway, besides explore the islands. Yeah, not a lot. No, I don't really have any memories of this, but I would like to play it eventually. All right, and then we got Chibi Robo Ziplash. I never even touched this one. I got it brand new back in like 2022, 2023 for like a really cheap price. And you could just feel, like, you just see like how clean it is. Like, the plastic is still very smooth. Not like my hands, but they're smooth. I got the amiibo as well, which was also really cheap. This is also the only Chibi Robo game I have. It's also the cheapest one. I would love to get the one on the GameCube, but it's like $300 right now, so I'm gonna have to hold off on that for a while. I could get the Japanese version, which is like $20, but anyways, Chibi Robo Ziplash. Like I said, I never played it, but I know about it. It's a 2D platformer, and I heard this game is pretty bad, but I have no real opinions on this game because I haven't played it. But yeah, again, it's the only one I have. I would love to play the one on the GameCube and DS, but maybe, I don't know, maybe soon, maybe someday I'll go back to it. And then here's another mobile game released on 3DS. Now I didn't play this version of the game as a kid. I actually got this much later. Yeah, so actually this game I bought as part of like a 5-game 3DS slot back in like 2024, I believe. It was pretty recent. Now, while I've never played the 3DS version of Cut the Rope, I did play the actual game on like the iPod or whatever quite a bit, and it's very, it's very interesting. It's very cute. You just like, you control, like, this guy's just hanging on a rope, and you gotta cut it, and you gotta have this little guy eat some candies and stuff, and get all 3 candies. You beat the level. But then you get all the stars, and then there's also the stars to collect. That's the hard part. But yeah, this had all 3 cut the ropes, and it's cool how like the bottom screen, or no, sorry, the top screen. The bottom screen is where you see the actual game, and then the top screen is just 3D render of Omnom. That's what his name is. That says right there. Man, but look at that, packed with over 650 levels. I don't just have this one, but I also have the DSiWare version, which I did have as a kid, actually. I played that a bit more, but I didn't even know until like 2024 there was like a full-blown 3DS game for Cut the Rope, and so I bought it as part of a lot. And I will get to the other games that are in the lot soon enough. And then we got Detective Pikachu, which only plays in 2D. Yes, this is one of those, look at that red part on the spine. So you could tell this is one of those later 3DS games where they kind of just like were starting to, drop support on the 3DS, but they were still putting games out on it. But Detective Pikachu was a very different kind of game, and that's what I like about it. I didn't play it much, although I did play the demo back when that came out, I believe. And I will say, this game looks impressive for a 3DS game. I remember this came out around the same time the Switch came out, and I was like, why couldn't you put this on Switch? But honestly, for what it is, man, it looks fantastic for a 3DS game, although it is very cutscene heavy. Like, it's more cutscene than game, from what I remember. Be like, you know, it's like action, like button actions at certain times. I don't know, I didn't play this all too much, but that's really what it seemed to be. I did see the movie for this game, and oh man, that was amazing. Please make another one. But yeah. And then Donkey Kong Country Returns. Now, we already talked about the original Donkey Kong Country on the Wii. So this is basically, you know, the same thing as this. Look at that. They're both Nintendo Selects. They match. I forget if I intended to do that or not, if I wanted to make a match on purpose. But yeah, this is literally the same thing as this, although except the graphics are slightly worse, and it's portable, and you can play it in 3D. But that's not it. It also had some new levels, and then he did multiplayer by you know, second person had to own the game as well. I don't know why I couldn't just do download play. Maybe it did. That's why I have a physical and a digital copy of this. But yeah, great 2D Donkey Kong game that I still need to finish, by the way. I still have not finished it. And then we got Hey Pikmin, the one and only Pikmin spin-off other than Pikmin Bloom. So I played this one for a little bit. As you can see, it's a newer 3DS game, plays only in 2D. I played it for a little bit. I thought it was kind of cute. You know, it's not as bad as people pointed it out to be, honestly. Like, so see, it's a side-scrolling game where Olimar, as a gift for the level, using his Pikmin, and use the touchscreen to throw your Pikmin at stuff. You know, from what I played, I thought this game was alright. It wasn't that bad. I know a lot of people say this game is terrible. It's really not. Like, just give it a chance. There's a free demo on the oh wait, yeah, they shut it down. I forgot. So sorry, you can't download it. I would just recommend getting the full game. It's not that expensive. If 3DS games are relatively easy to get right now, which is why now is a perfect time to collect them before I guarantee you, like, this game is going to be expensive in like 5 years, maybe 10, because this was a later 3DS game and it didn't sell well. But yeah, I actually played through and beat every Pikmin game except for this one. I really need to. I really love the Pikmin series so much. I need to play Pikmin 2 on the channel because I beat Pikmin 1 back in 2023. And then we got my Lego games for the 3DS. And by the way, these two right here, these two are actually part of the lot that I got with Cut the Rope. And then I got this one when I bought my new 2DS XL. The seller actually, yeah. So I actually explained that story of how I got Pop Tropica Adventures for my DS, and how it came in the new 2DS XL's cartridge slot, and then I got this as the full game. So I got two games. You had that, and then you had this. Now, I have not played any of these. I was mainly more into the console versions. I mean, I just own this one because it was part of a lot. I have no connection to it whatsoever. But, you know, it's a Lego game. I'm willing to give it a chance. All these. But I know, you know, these are just like the handheld versions of the console versions. However, this actually isn't. This one's actually a completely different game. And I know that because it has a different title. It's a prequel to a Lego City Undercover. And yeah, prove yourself as a rookie cop. I never played it, but I would like to. I know there's actually a bunch of Lego games on the 3DS. Wasn't really much into like handheld Lego games, but they're all right, honestly. And then we got Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, also known as Luigi's Mansion 2 in Europe and Japan. And funny thing, when this game was first revealed, it was called Luigi's Mansion 2, and it just said working title. And then when they revealed Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Switch, and it said working title, I was like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be called. But then they ended up calling it Luigi's Mansion 3, so it was really weird when it just went Original Dark Moon 3. But thanks to the Switch version with 2 HD, it now goes 1, 2, 3. Really hope to put the first game on the Switch. But anyways, Dark Moon, I never owned this game as a kid. However, I did play it a lot. Because, so while I didn't own it, all my friends did. And what we would do is we would play the Scare Scraper together. I would, man, I have good memories of this. So, like, back when I was in middle school, you know, like, at the end of the day, we were allowed to, like, bring our, we were allowed to, like, play our DSs or 3DSs in the cafeteria while we were waiting for our rides to pick us up. And I remember, a lot of my friends with 3DSs would, boot this game up, and I would just join them via download play, and we would all play the Scare Scraper. And let me tell you, that was a really fun time. I would really love to do that again. And actually, we did last year. I remember, like, me, Brian, and Gabriel actually redid the Scare Scraper last year. Yeah, I went to elementary and middle school with them. But yeah, I will also say, this game looks pretty good. This game is really good for a 3DS game, and it runs at a smooth 60 frames while the Switch version runs at 30. I'd say I would honestly say there's advantages to playing the 3DS and the Switch version. Like, yeah, the 3DS version, you got faster frame rate in 3D, and you play it on the Switch, you can play it on the TV in HD, and with much better graphics. But we'll talk about the Switch version when we get to that in another video. But yeah, I really need to play for this game. I was meaning to play for the Switch version on the channel, since can't really play the 3DS version on emulator, and I can't record a 3DS, so definitely best to record the Switch version. Oh, and then we got Mario Kart 7. Please ignore the TS signature right there. I was young and stupid. I used to mark that on all my games, and not on the actual plastic. It was actually on the case. Oh, and speaking of Mario Kart 7, I also have the demo for this one, as you can see right here. That's where I keep it, not for resale. It's just one Grand Prix. Yeah, and I actually did play that demo back in the day. I remember, like, being impressed by the gliding. I was like, wow, your karts can fly now? It's like, it was so cool. Yeah, and so I got this game back in 2012, I believe. 13, I think it was like 12 or 13 when I finally got this game. I forget. I remember that me and my friends would download play in this game a lot, but not as much as Dark Moon, but, you know, quite a bit. And some of you know I already played Mario Kart 7 on my channel. There's at least 4 videos on that. You can go watch them right now if you want. It's the only 3DS game I play on the channel. But yeah, this is similar to Mario Kart Wii, but it's on a handheld, and you can play in 3D. That was the coolest thing. And it's a good thing I was over 7 years old when this came out. I was 10, I believe. Yeah, I think I was 10 when I played this. Yeah, I thought the graphics were pretty good for a 3DS game also. And then they got these new items. That's where the Crazy 7 is. That's where the Crazy 7 started. And then we got the Crazy 8. I wonder if in the new one on Switch 2 we'll get the Crazy 9 or something. I don't know. And honestly, I'm surprised it took them that long to put in the Fire Flower. But yeah, I played this game a lot. I sucked at it back then, but you know, in more recent years, I've gotten better at Mario Karts. And I will still say this game is one of the best Rainbow Roads ever. Get to go on the moon. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And this is like one of the better looking this is like the first Mario Kart to have like a good box art, honestly. Or like a more detailed one, because it's like, it was actual stuff in the background. And Mario Kart 64 kind of did too, but like, you know, most of Mario Karts was just like actually no, I take that back. Double Dash was probably like the first good Mario Kart cover. Aside from the Luigi's L being backwards, which it is backwards right here, by the way. So yeah. Oh, and then we got all the Mario parties. And it's weird, these came in red cases with this released later. So I bought these two back when I was collecting all the Mario parties. I never played this one, and I played the demo for this one and then played the full one like maybe once. I wasn't crazy about it. But Island Tour, on the other hand, also yes, I bought for $40 at a GameStop used. It's weird, I don't remember getting the case, but I apparently did. But yeah, this was actually the first Mario Party I ever owned. So I talked about this before. The first one I ever played was Mario Party DS, way back in the 2000s, and my brother would always beat me. Though I was just playing that Mario Party, I didn't actually own it. However, this was the first one I actually owned. I didn't really play much. Mario Party DS was literally the only one I played as a kid. But when I got this, you know, this was my first impression on second impression on Mario Party, and I know many people say like, oh, this game is mediocre, it's such a nothing game. No, don't listen to them. This game is honestly not bad. I have a lot of fond memories of this. I remembered I would link up with you know, download play and play this with people. Not very many, but you know, yeah, like it's got some great, like, look at this, 80 mini games, and they're all new. Like it was a fun time, and I also loved how the graphics looked. And say what you want about this game, but at least it didn't have the freaking cars. Aside from the fact, just ignore the fact that Mario was riding on something. But as you can see, they're not driving, so that's good. And this came out around that time too, so we got very lucky. Yeah, this is one of the better Dark Age Mario parties, or as people consider it, like Mario Party 9, 10, these. But honestly, I never had an issue with these Mario parties. I liked them. They were all right. I wasn't crazy about these though. I never even touched. This is actually the only one I didn't play. But it's just mini games. Not really much of a reason to play it nowadays, since like nobody wants to sync up 3DSs anymore. And then this one, I just never. These two came out like later in the 3DS's lifespan, so that's why I didn't really care as much. I'm pretty sure Star Rush came out like right before the Switch came out, or something, and then this was after. This one was like 2017. And I'm surprised this one supports 3D. But the one thing I do like about Star Rush is that every character moves on the board at the same time. That's cool. But other than that, it's kind of eh. But I'd be willing to give these two another shot eventually in the future. And for the next 3DS game, we got New Super Mario Bros. 2. Yes, another TS. Another thing to mention, I also put stuff on the back of the cartridge. I think the stuff at the top was just the abbreviating the game. And I put 3 stars on a coin for some reason. I don't know. I was like maybe 9, 10 when I got these. But yeah, this was a game I remembered getting. I think I got it. I remember getting it from one of my aunts as a Christmas Eve present or something. And I enjoyed it. It was, I really liked the, the gold flower and all the gold. That was the highlight of this game for me, honestly. And believe it or not, this is the one New Super Mario Brothers game I never beat. I don't know why. Like, it wasn't a hard game or anything. I just kind of got bored of it. But, I still liked it. I don't know why. I really do need to finish this game. I don't know why I didn't. Like, I got to the 8th world. Maybe someday I'll finish it. But yeah, it is kind of similar. So, like, this game basically, like, it's like, kind of like a downgraded New Super Mario Brothers Wii. But then it's similar to the DS one. Now, the DS and Wii, I played the heck out of those. But this one, not so much. I'd probably play this one the least, believe it or not. I honestly just don't know why. Like, I really don't hate this game at all. Like, I got to the 8th world. Yeah, I definitely should try to beat it. I'll do it on the channel someday. And then we got Paper Mario Sticker Star. I got this one way later when I was like collecting all the Paper Mario games. And honestly, from what I played, it's all right. Now, I know many people say like, "Oh, this is the worst Paper Mario game in the series." Hey, at least it's an RPG, and I know when this game was first revealed, it looked like a completely different game, and it looked more akin to the first two. But it was on the 3DS. But then for some reason they changed it, and it was. But yeah, I will say I definitely do like the other ones better, like the older ones better. But I don't know. From what I played, I thought it was just okay. Like, it's not good, but it's not bad. I don't know. I think some people were a little hard on this game. And keep in mind, it is a 3DS game. And I'll admit, like me personally, I thought the graphics were really nice on this one, especially for a 3DS game. Now, I never owned this game as a kid, but I remember playing it once at a friend's house. And I remembered enjoying it as a kid, but I don't know, I didn't really play through it. I just played maybe 10 minutes of it, and I enjoyed what I played. It was a long time ago. But yeah, the main gimmick of this game is stickers, and you use those as items. Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of that personally. I wasn't against the idea of stickers, but I was just just wasn't with the idea of like what they do. I don't know. I feel like this game could have been better. Though I can't really say much about it. I haven't really played through it. Oh boy, and then we got all the Pokemon games. So we have, oh man, there's so many. Alright, so these are all the Pokemon games, or all the mainline games. I only have the mainline ones, by the way. At least physically. So you got the 6th generation, Generation 3 remakes, Generation 7, and enhanced versions of Generation 7. Now I'm going to talk about X and Y first. So, I remembered, so I got Black and White 2 the year that came out. I got Black 2 with my when I got my 3DS back in 2011. Or wait, no. No, I got it after that, actually. Yeah, because that's right. It came out in 2012. And I loved it. And then I remembered in early 2013, they revealed these two like, I remember, like, them revealing the first ever fully 3D Pokemon games for a handheld. I was like, oh my god, that's what like, because after playing XD Go Darkness and Coliseum as a kid, like I wanted those on a handheld, and this was basically that almost. Like, similar graphics, but it's they're mainline games, and god, I was so hyped. Like, I just remember hearing about the Mega Evolutions and how I was just so excited for both of these. And man, I just remember, like, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I even remembered I pre-ordered both of these at GameStop. Yeah, so I even remember the exact days these two released. October 12th, 2013, on a Saturday. And then I remembered literally one day after that, October 13th, they released Skylander Swap Force. And so, like, I had the option, well, did I want to get Pokemon X and Y on release day, or did I want to get Skylander Swap Force? I chose X and Y, and then I got Swap Force for Christmas. Yeah, these were also the first ones I got on release. So I remembered I pre-ordered both of these at GameStop, and I remember at the very last minute, my mom actually canceled the pre-orders, and she bought both of them super early at Walmart, and brought them home and surprised me with both games. But actually, I played through X, and my dad played through Y, because at that time my dad was really into Pokemon as well. He still is. Like, they were both mine, but, like, I just let him play Y, and I played X. And I remember what sucked about it is that we had to go to a funeral that same day, so, so I didn't have to suffer for all that boring stuff. And also, the person who died at the funeral, I don't even know who he was. But yeah, I remembered my mom bought these for me early in the morning because so I could have something to play. And so I was really I played so much of Pokemon X during the car ride, like, to and from that funeral, and I really loved it the first time I played it. But I'll be honest, when I beat X and Y, I felt disappointed. I don't know what it was. Like, these games weren't bad, but they weren't nearly as, like, expansive as, like, Black and White 2 or Black and White or Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Like, I don't know. I got my hopes really high for these games, and they just weren't what I expected. Like, yeah, they were fully 3D Pokemon mainline games, but, like, the thing with these games is that they're really short and really easy. And not to mention the 3D feature, it only, like, maybe 40% of the game goes in 3D. Or actually, more like 30%. All the single battles go in 3D, and then in the overworld, I remember it only being 3D in, like, certain caves or whatever. That disappointed me too. And double battles, those didn't go 3D at all, if I remember. And, I thought the Mega Evolutions were cool, and by the way, I'm glad those are coming back in Legends ZA this year. Yeah, we're finally getting a Pokemon Z. It's so weird we didn't get a Pokemon Z back then. Like, God. Okay, like, Sun and Moon, these did not need Ultra Sun and Moon, but these games really needed it. Like, these games really needed enhanced ports, like Pokemon Z. And I remember back in the day thinking, like, oh, maybe they'll release a Pokemon Z or a Pokemon X and Y 2. Those never happened. But yeah, I thought these games were alright. I'll be honest, I only played for these once. And I remember trying to play through it again after Pokemon Bank came out, and I, like, put all the Pokemon in it, and I started a new save file. And I'll be honest, when I tried playing through it again, I couldn't get through it. I don't know, I just thought it was kind of boring. Like, I don't know what it was about these games. Like, I didn't hate it, but, like, I don't know, parts of it kind of disappointed me. Like, there was like nothing to do in the post game besides, like, catch Zygarde and Mewtwo, and maybe and like they also go to, like, this one new area. Well, to be fair, Ruby and Sapphire were the same way, but like, I don't know. Those were Game Boy Advance games. But I guess the same could be said about this game in retrospect, because like they were focusing more on the graphics than the gameplay. But yeah, these games were definitely around the time that they were kind of rushing games. But I know many people enjoy these games. Like, I definitely do have nostalgia for them. They're not bad games. I think they're just okay, personally. But then we got 1 year later, we got Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. I don't know why I always say Alpha Sapphire first. But yeah, so these were remakes of Ruby and Sapphire using X and Y's engine. Like, it literally looks the exact same. And these games literally were just enhanced versions of Ruby and Sapphire. But I'll be honest, I never beat this game. Like, I beat Ruby and Sapphire on the Game Boy Advance so many times, but then with these games, I don't know why, I just didn't. Now, well, I got X and Y on release day. I didn't get these two on release day. I remember getting these on Christmas of 2014. Yeah, Christmas 2014. I didn't get these on release day. But yeah, I don't know why. It was around the time where I was kind of growing out of Pokemon and going into like Skylanders. Like, it was during that time, back in like 2014. But yeah, another story about Pokemon X. So like, I had a save file in Pokemon X that I had Pokemon from like all generations in that game, including like events and stuff. And I remember bringing it over to a friend's house, and I lost the cartridge at their house. I mean, I'm over that now, but like at the time, I was like, man, I'm just kind of killed it for me. And while these two came out, I kind of enjoyed it. I would like to give these games another chance. I will say these are better remakes than the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Like, these at least actually enhance the game, and we're doing some new stuff. But I don't know, some of those new features, like, I really didn't like the forced cutscene where you have to go for that contest and get the Pikachu. You know, I really didn't like that. It's kind of a, yeah. Plus, they also made the game a lot. They also made the games a lot easier. This was around the time where they were making the games too easy. Like, I don't know. This was around the time I was kind of getting out of Pokemon temporarily. But yeah, these are good games. But like I said, I just need to replay them eventually. And then we got Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. Now, Sun and Moon, I'm sorry to say this, these are my least favorite generations of Pokemon. Just because, like, oh, it's so slow, it's so boring, there's no gyms, there's too much hand-holding, just, I don't, some of the new Pokemon looks dumb. I don't know, it was just, yeah, like, I remembered I got both of these on release day back in 2016. I know I wasn't that excited for it, but my dad and my brother, I remember all three of us got, like, they both got copies of Sun, and then I got a copy of Moon, and we all played it at launch, and it didn't really last. I don't know, I just got bored of this game so easily, like, so quick, and God, it was just, I have so many issues with Sun and Moon. Okay, now if there's things that Sun and Moon did right, okay, like, the graphics were much better than these. Like, I love that you no longer looked like a baby outside battles. You know, that was not like an XD and Coliseum. You know, that was one thing I thought was weird about these games. But, you know, in these games, you looked the way you did outside battles as you did inside battles. That was great. And no more HM slaves, that's nice too. But the way they handled no HMs was kind of weird. So you could just, like, use the Rotom Pokedex and, like, call these Pokemon. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, what, do you have the Call a Tauros or Call a Lapras or something? I forget what they all were. I only remember the Tauros. And I remember being like, wait, why can't I use those on my team? I don't know. I thought it was just my least favorite generation. Oh, and it gets worse. These two games were completely pointless because they released these. Like, they could have done, Pokemon Stars on Nintendo Switch like we all thought they were going to do. No. They could have done a Sun and Moon sequel. They do enhanced versions for both games and made them into a dual release. These are literally the exact same game as these. Although I will say these versions are slightly better. Like, they actually made the music a lot better. That was another thing I didn't like about these games, the music. Like X and Y had... Okay, there's one thing I love about X and Y. Those games had great music. Like, the rock and roll, like, I loved that so much. It's one of the best things about these games. Now it's like Sun and Moon. Just no. Man, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it was alright, the music. Oh, let's not talk about the Sun and Moon anime. That was always a huge downgrade as well. Yeah, it was definitely around, like, this era when I, like, just kind of stopped caring about Pokemon. Although that was temporary. But yeah, I remember these two released back in 2017, and it was after the Switch came out. I was like, who cares? And you could also tell because it has that red on the spine. That's how you could tell these were after the Switch came out. But yeah, I just didn't care. I didn't even get these back in 2017. I got them after I got Sword and Shield in 2019. I got these on Christmas Eve in 2019. Both new at from a Walmart. My dad got them for me. Yeah, they were still putting these games are still in stock apparently. Like the plastic on both of these still feel really smooth, by the way. Feels pretty rough on this, but these still feel smooth. I mean, my copies of all these are like over 10 years old, and these are like almost 9 years. But yeah, I didn't play these anywhere near as much. But if I ever do play for Sun and Moon, I would really love to play one of the Ultra version. And honestly, I kind of wish that they didn't release these and they just like make these the normal version, because like, I don't know, it kind of scammed us with these. Like, these were literally the exact same game but slightly better. But yeah, I will say these two were easily my least favorite Pokemon generation, and kind of I don't know, for me it was kind of the turning point of Pokemon, especially after I finished X and Y and really got into Skylanders that year. But yeah, I thought the 3DS era was alright. I thought these four were okay, but then these four were just not. And while we're on the topic of Skylanders, here's all these Skylander games I own on the Nintendo 3DS. Now, yes, I am missing Trap Team and Superchargers Racing, and I know I can get them for super cheap if I get just the cartridges. Yeah, like, I had them all on the Wii U, but I didn't get all the 3DS ones, and the real reason for that is because I did not finish Giants on the 3DS. Now, Spyro's Adventure on 3DS, I actually 100%ed back in the day. I think the save data might still be there, I don't know. I remember I attempted it with this, but didn't get far. And then I got this for Christmas, and then I remember, or not Christmas, I remember I got the 3DS version of Spyro's Adventure for Christmas 2013 alongside the Wii U version of Swap Force. So that's how I got like Dark Spyro, Series 1 Self-Elf, Series 1 Igniter. Yeah, those came with it. And then the 3DS version of Giants, I got Tree-Rex and Cinder again, but I also got the Punch Pop Fizz with that. That was another reason why I was getting the 3DS versions. Like, they came with characters that I didn't have, but these were also completely different games from the console versions, like drastically different. And that, that was the other reason why I wanted them. And they were honestly all right for, for 3DS games. So, like, these games would come with a small version of the Portal of Power that you would connect with your 3DS, which I think I still have around here. I know I have a bag of portals here. Bag of portals over here. I don't think I know where the 3DS portals are. Yeah, I don't know. Probably in a box somewhere. But yeah, they were basically just like half the size. I know the portal for these two games were the exact same, and then this one was like a Swap Force portal. It was the smaller version. And then I think it was the same for the rest of them. I forget. But I still need to get Trap Team and Superchargers for the 3DS. It's probably like they're really cheap. Like they like these games are cheap because they sold like crazy. And I would know. I was so there in that era. If you look at my old YouTube videos, you would know I was a Skylander fanatic. Not crazy about the series anymore, but I still appreciate it. I still have all the characters that I collected over those years. My collection hasn't really changed much since 2016. If you want to see my collection of Skylanders, go look at that Skylanders collection 2016 video. It hasn't really changed at all. But yeah, like I said, I 100%ed this, and I think I got halfway through this, and barely got past the beginning in this one. Although what I thought was cool about the 3DS version of Swap Force was that you could actually store characters onto this. So like you pretty much only had to put a character on once. That was another thing about these games. So with Spyro's Adventure and Giants on the 3DS, you could store up to 2 characters at a time. Like that's how it worked. Like you're not like, it's not like the console versions where you have to have a character on the portal at all times. No, you have to like basically load a character in. You could like keep 2 in the system at all times, basically. But then with this game, you could just like keep them all in there, but you can only have like 2 at a time per level, or something like that. I forget. It's been a long time since I played them. I need to replay through these eventually, and then get Trap Team and Superchargers Racing. I mean, I forgot the Wii and 3DS version were just racing. Oh yeah, and then the starter pack for this one came with Free Ranger, Volcanic Eruptor, and then Rattleshake. That was how I got those. Yeah, and then it even came with like a better version of the poster that had the Volcanic Eruptor on it. Same thing could be said about these. Like they have like better posters than the console ones because they have like that extra. They have like that variant that comes. Yeah, I felt like all 3 of these games come with a cool variant you can't get any other way. Like they were exclusive to the 3DS starter packs. This was the last game to do that. I think that was the reason I didn't get Trap Team on 3DS in retrospect. Plus, I never finished this, so yeah, it was all about the console versions. But yeah, I thought these games were quite alright. You know, I'm willing to eventually replay these, but you know, especially since I actually have all the characters for all 3 games. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And then we got Super Mario 3D Land. I remember this one coming out back in the day, and I think I got it like 2 years after it came out. Now I remember like when I didn't have any 3DS games before, like I got the 3DS XL. I remember this was a game I really wanted, because like, come on, it's like Mario Galaxy, but it's on a handheld. And I think the reason why I didn't get it back then is because I thought like maybe I probably wouldn't have played it a lot, because I remembered I got Galaxy 2 the day it came out, and I didn't really play it that much. But I don't know, 3D Land was a different story. I still to this day have not beaten Galaxy 2, but I did beat this game 100% back in the day. So like I remembered like I had enough money to download it on the eShop, and I didn't have it physically back then. I got the physical version more recently, but back in the day I downloaded it digitally for like $40. This was before I went on Nintendo Selects, by the way. And like I remembered The first time I played it, I remember that one of my friends who owned it was like starting a new save file at the same time as me, and we both played it at the same time, and it was fun, you know. And I know the tail and the leaf was like a big part of the game apparently. But yeah, this was literally like 2D Mario, but in 3D. I personally enjoyed it. 3D World was definitely a better game, but you know, this game was all right. You know, I also love like how the Street Pass works. You could like get items from your friends. Nintendo, please bring back a similar feature on Switch 2. Like, I want to be able to find other Switch 2 users easily. Like, please, it's so hard to make friends as an adult. But yeah, classic Mario action with a modern twist. You got that? Yeah, it's in 3D. Though it's in like actual 3D. Yeah, and then you even got the boomerang power. I think that was also new, and the propeller box. Even though we had the propellers too in the other games before that, but now it's an item, not a power up. Yeah, I remember it actually being this game. The levels were really short. It's a pretty easy-ish game. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. It was definitely a game I remembered. I even remembered playing this game on the bus back when I was in like 5th grade, I believe. I think it was like 4th or 5th, probably 5th. Yeah, I just remember playing it on the bus, like on the way home from school. That was fun. Yeah, Brian, if you're watching this, I'm sure you'll probably remember that too. When all those Pokemon battles we did on the bus on our Game Boy Advance and DS back in the day. Those were some good times. Then we got Super Mario Maker for Nintendo 3DS. This was actually another game I got as part of that 5-game lot. This is the 4th one. And it's a worse version of Mario Maker. Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't even played it. But basically, it's the same as the Wii U version, but you can't upload courses. However, you can only play the courses that were uploaded via the Wii U version. It's also weird you can, like, technically play a version of New Super Mario Bros. U. Like, you think they would have done like a New Super Mario Bros. 2 style for Mario Maker 3D, but no. All I will say, as mediocre as this game was, it handled level building quite well, like with the stylus and the touchscreen. Like, it works. Like, yeah, I know I said I've never played this game before, but I've seen footage, I've seen reviews from like other YouTubers, and I've seen trailers too. But like, I know it also has 100 original courses to play. Like that's neat. Yeah, it's weird. It's just Super Mario Maker for Nintendo 3DS. Plays only in 2D. That's lame. But then again, like 80% of the game is like Mario 1, Mario 3, Mario World. Like, those don't really need it. So I guess this game gets a pass on that. Actually, this is like probably one of the only 3DS games that gets a pass on that. Unlike Pokemon Sun and Moon, that's another thing I forgot to mention about those games. Those don't go in 3D at all. That really disappointed me. But yeah, I thought this is an okay version. But I would say just play the Wii U version, or better, just play Mario Maker 2 on the Switch. Man, if the Switch 2 has like mouse controls, please let me implement it in this. Or maybe something else they can make. Super Mario Maker 3. They can make this on Switch too. Super Mario Maker 3D. There is a ROM hack on Mario 64 for that, by the way. It's amazing. If a hacker could do it, Nintendo definitely could. And then we got Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo 3DS. I did not own this back in the day. I had the Wii U version back in the day. But I do remember back in 2014. I remember the demo came out before the full version of the 3DS version. I definitely downloaded that back in the day. But yeah, like I'll go into more detail about this game when I talk about it, the Wii U version. But you know, I have things to say about the Wii U version, not so much about the 3DS. But I will say, like, from what I played in the 3DS version, it was definitely more interesting than the Wii U version because it had Smash Run. That's something the Wii U version. That's something I wish the Wii U version had. Because one thing that really disappointed me was that it had no adventure mode like Brawl did. I was so disappointed. But you know, I thought it was really cool that we finally got Smash Brothers on a portable. I remembered at the time that was a big deal. I remember like everyone in my class was like super excited. I remembered a lot of people about the 3DS version when it came out. I never got the 3DS version back in the day. Just the Wii U. Like I was only interested in like the consoles. I wasn't as interested in the 3DS versions of games. But this is one of those better 3DS ports. But yeah, when I continue playing for all Smash Brothers, I played 64 MLA on the channel. I definitely need to play for Brawl and then this. Thankfully, this game works on emulators, so I can record it. But yeah. And then we got the Zelda remakes on the 3DS, Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. I remembered back in the day I thought these were a big deal. Now I know back in 2011 or 2012 I didn't buy Ocarina of Time 3D because like my parents would always say like, oh, but you already have Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 and Wii Virtual Console. Yeah, but this is a new version. I got this like in 2015, and then I got this the year it came out. But yeah, I remember Ocarina of Time 3D. This was I remember like back in like 2013, 2014, like this game was pretty expensive for some reason. Like I don't know why. Just a random Ocarina of Time. Like I remember it was like over $100 at one point. But thankfully Nintendo released it in Nintendo Selects, and so because of that the price drops dramatically. I remember wanting to get it physically back in the day, like back in like I think like 2014, 2015, and then I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna buy it on the Nintendo eShop for $40. That's where I bought it at first. I got the physical version I think I got the physical version of this like last year for like $20. But yeah, man, Ocarina of Time 3D, this really, honestly, in my opinion, is probably the best version of Ocarina of Time, with its only issue being that it's stuck on a handheld. Like, man, we really need with both of these games, we really need like them to like put them on Switch. They call it The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time HD and Majora's Mask HD. Like, just do that and like make it similar to the Miitopia Switch port or the Luigi's Mansion 2 Switch port, where it's like all on one screen. Like, I feel like these games will benefit from that so much, because then people I know will finally want to play these. Because I know a lot of people from my generation say like, Ocarina of Time's too old, I don't care about it. And even this version, but like I always loved Ocarina of Time. As you know, it was like one of my favorite Nintendo 64 games, one of my favorite Zelda games in general. Yeah, and I still have the original versions right here in their mini box gaming custom made boxes. Oh yeah, and it was part of Zelda's 25th anniversary. I didn't even realize that. It was a coming fall 2011 Skyward Sword, and then Wii Shop channel. Man, this is so dated. It's like the Wii Shop channel was shut down. It's funny they're actually advertising Majora's Mask. It's like, hey, download the original version of Majora's Mask when you got a good version of this game. Like, we're totally not gonna release Majora's Mask 3D a few years later. And you got like a whole manual, which for some reason opens left to right instead of like this. But yeah, I really loved Ocarina of Time 3D. This was actually how I originally beat Ocarina of Time back in the day. Back in like 24, it was 14 or 15, I really forget. And then I beat the actual 64 version way later. And then we got Majora's Mask 3D. I remember this one came out. It was definitely after I got this digitally. And I was like, oh, I want to get that because I beat this. And I was like, I need to play for this. And you all probably hate me for this, but I have never beaten either version of Majora's Mask. Like, the farthest I ever got Majora's Mask was getting the Goron mask. Although I will say I do love the box art on the 3DS version compared to the N64, because like, come on, it's just a logo with a rainbow background. Like this, there's like so much going on. Now I would argue like, oh yeah, this is the other game I have the demo for. You see right there. Yeah, I was wondering why I had 2 cartridges at first. That's the demo. They're for the like store kiosks, and there's the full game. But yeah, I think I got this the year it came out. I remember buying it at a Target, like new, and Majora's Mask is just that, like, don't get me wrong, it's a good game. I could just never get far in it because I suck at it. I don't know, just the whole, I kind of get stressed out by the whole 3 days thing. But it is a good game. I do not hate this game one bit. Like, I would much rather play this over the Zelda 2, for example, or any of the NES, SNES Zeldas. Yeah, I think Link to the Past is okay. I still don't own it. But yeah, I would like to beat Majora's Mask someday. I don't know when. But yeah, many people say that this version of Majora's Mask is bad because of like how easy the game is now and how they really nerfed the Zora. I never really had an issue with this version. I think graphically this version is amazing. But I don't have too many opinions because I didn't beat either version of the game. Hopefully that will change eventually. But yeah, these are the only Zelda games I have on 3DS. I would love to eventually get Link Between Worlds. And then we have Ultimate NES Remix, which is a port of NES Remix on Wii U. I have not played this, but I have played the Wii U version, and I'll definitely talk about the Wii U version when we get to that in the next video. I'm gonna do Wii U games next, by the way. But yeah, this is literally a definitive NES remix on 3DS, and I really wanted to play this. I just never got the chance to. Bought it for like $20 or less. Oh yeah, look at that. It plays only in 2D. That's lame. But yeah, I would really like to... Yeah, I really like just the whole aesthetic. I'll always say that NES Remix is better than NES World Championship Edition or whatever it's called. And NES Remix is better because it actually remixes it. But yeah, we'll talk about NES Remix when I get to the Wii U one, because I actually did play that. And this is the 5th game I got from that 5-game bundle, or 5-game lot. Yoshi's New Island. I have not played this either. And also Nintendo Selects. But yeah, I never played this game. I heard a lot of people didn't really like it. But I'm willing to give it a chance. I remember seeing commercials for this game on TV, and I remembered the giant egg. I was like, wow, that's cool. Like, you have to use a giant egg? And I always thought the art style was interesting. I know many people would kill for a new Yoshi's Island nowadays. Me included. I loved Yoshi's Island on the SNES. I still haven't beat either, but yeah, I actually never even played this one, but I would honestly love to try it out. I definitely will eventually. I don't have much to say about this game, but it looks cool. Alright, so we've looked at all the physical 3DS games I own, but that's actually not it. We also gotta talk about all the digital games I own. I'm gonna keep this brief. I'm not gonna go into details about every digital game I have, because I went on a huge shopping spree on the 3DS eShop before it shut down. But yeah, this is my 3DS home menu. You got the apps/DSiWare, digital downloads, demos, 3D classics, Game Gear, Game Boy Color, Game Boy, SNES, and NES, as well as the eShop, Me Maker, system settings, download play, camera, the essentials. Then I got some more themes. I would like to show them off, but I got Fresh Squid, which plays the Splotak. It even plays the, and then on the bottom it shows Judd with his flags. Yeah, another one I have that I really like. The Sonic Series 25th anniversary, where it plays a remix of Sonic Heroes' menu theme. Yeah, you got goes to 1991 to 1998 to 2014. Not the best era for Sonic, honestly. I'm glad the Sonic team is like pulled their acts together with their later games. But yeah, I just wanted to show those off. Those are like the main two, and then I also have these. I never really had that many 3DS themes. But yeah, I'll just do the basic black so it's less distracting. But yeah, as for the apps/DSiWare digital download, I'm actually gonna go through the Virtual Console first. And I'm not going to talk about these because I already talked about most of these games in my my NES collection video. But yeah, I got the Lost Levels, the hardest Mario game of all time. Got Yoshi. I remember downloading this one. I don't have this on the actual NES, but I remember downloading it. I remember I felt like, oh, maybe I'd get a kick out of this, and I ended up just not liking it at all. Maybe I changed my mind because I like puzzle games more now as I did as a kid, but I don't know. I also got the original Pac-Man. Not much to say about that, it's just Pac-Man. Then I got some SNES games. Got Super Mario Kart, Mario World, and Pilot Wings. Again, I went on a huge shopping spree before the eShop shut down. Then for the original Game Boy, we got red version, blue version, Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Dream Land 2, Kirby's Pinball Lands, Super Mario Land, Super Mario Land 2, and Wario Lands, which, by the way, I did recently get this for the original Game Boy recently. Yeah, not much to really say about these. I already talked about these in my other video. I've never even touched this one. It's bought because it was Kirby. And then we got a Game Boy Color. Got Pokemon Yellow, Gold, Link's Awakening DX, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Game & Watch Gallery 3, the original Shantae. That's a very expensive Game Boy Color game, by the way. Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, Pokemon Silver, and Pokemon Crystal, which is another really expensive Game Boy Color game. Yeah, I made damn sure to get all the Pokemons because those are gonna be valuable. Then we also got the Game Gear games. Yeah, it's not really much. This is literally every Sonic game released on the 3D. Game Gear Virtual Console, by the way. They didn't even put like all the Game Gear Sonics on here. But yeah, the Game Gear Virtual Console version of Sonic Blast was actually how I found out that that was a Virtual Console game. So I don't know if I talked about this before, but I had a plug and play of Sonic Blast, and you know, I thought it was exclusively a plug and play game. But then I saw it on Virtual Console on 3DS, and I was like, oh, I played that, and that's when I learned it was a Virtual Boy. It was not Virtual Boy, Game Gear. It was a Game Gear game. And then I had all these others, because once again, shopping spree, had to get as much as I could before it shut down. Then we got the 3D classics. Got 3D Sonic 2, 3D Sonic 1, and then I have literally all the others. So yeah, I have all the Nintendo published ones, as well as Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. And then I got as many demos as I could. It might be all of them. I don't think it's all of them, but I have a decent amount. Yeah, I got the party guests. Well, I'd love to get that eventually. Don't have that. But yeah, I tend to like not to play a lot of these because they have these stupid uses remaining thing. Thank God the Switch doesn't have that at all. You can play demos as much as you want on the Switch. But yeah, I just bought as many as I could. I could not find the full version of that for some reason, so I only downloaded the demo. Also, is this even considered a demo? Because it was free. I remember that was on the Wii. I have the demo card for that one, so I never play that. Or this one. And this one has no uses remaining. Oh, then I got special demo versions, which actually give you stuff in the full game. And this. Yeah, I think I have a good selection of demos. Though I really wish I had the Ambassador Program GBA games. I don't have those. But I still have a good selection of stuff. So here's the apps and DSiWare. Pokemon Dream Radar. Wait, let's hear the sound. Poke Transporter, which is now free, by the way, if you download it before it shut down ends. Also the Mii Plaza, a lot of memories of that. 3DS sounds, Flipnote Studio 3D, and I got the regular Flipnote Studio on my DSi, or every DSi has it, I believe. Then I got the Smash controller, which just lets you use it for DS. Pokédex 3D Pro, I had the original one at one point, but that was on another 3DS. Netflix. I don't know where YouTube went, but I definitely had that at 1.2. Literally every 3DS has that. Yeah, I also remember Nintendo Video. That's where you could watch the exclusive 101st episode of Kirby Right Back At Ya, which you could still watch on YouTube. God. Miitopia Casting Call. So I think it was just a separate application. Never played that.
Oh yeah, Mario time.
I think that it was either really cheap or free. Oh, and then I got all this DSiWare. Got every Game & Watch game released on the DSiWare. Blues Towers Defense 4 and Blues Towers Defense Digital Goldfish. I know that's the company. This one is basically just Bloons Towers Defense 3. Nintendo Zone, who cares? Activity Log, never used it once. Now here's an odd one, Chuck E. Cheese's arcade room. I never played it. I just bought it when I saw it because it was funny. Oh, this is a really cool one that I never played, but I remember other people had it. It was like you could take a picture of yourself and you're in the fighting game, basically. There's the Cut the Rope game I was talking about before. PS1 Rayman on DSiWare, that's pretty cool. Mario Calculator, I actually bought this one a long time ago. I remembered using this to help me with my homework, my math homework back in the day. Brainage Express Math, Brainage Express Arts and Letters, these same ones that came with the Mario DSi XL, I have them on here as well. Dr. Mario Express, and then some trailers. This one was pretty cool. Remember Dinosaur Office? That was originally part of Nintendo Video. Yeah, that's all I really have here. Then we get to the good stuff. The digital download. Look at all this. There's my original copy of Ocarina of Time 3D, my original copy of 3D Land. And then I bought these two later on. Got this first. Got that. I also got Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars. Which I also have on Wii U because you buy one version, you get a download code for the other, which I always thought was really cool. It's got Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge. I also got the My Nintendo Picross Twilight Princess, which cost 1,000 platinum points on Nintendo's online store. I did a lot of I actually got the platinum points for the Switch, by the way, and I bought this like right before the eShop shut down. It's got Steel Diver Sub Wars and Dylan's Rolling Western Games. Then we got Snake 3D, which I haven't played once. Oh, we also got Stretchmo and Pushmo. You mean to play those? Rusty's Real Deal Baseball, never touched it. It was free. Ironfall Invasion, don't even know what that is. And then I got all the Box Boy games. Because why not? They were cheap. The eShop was shutting down. They were digital only. Why not? That was why I bought a lot of these. Oh, and I also have Minecraft for New 3DS Edition. Probably one of the worst versions of the game, but I still bought it. Oh, and also Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon digitally. And then Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity. I don't have this physically, but I had it digitally back in like 2012. I remember it was before X and Y came out. Because I was just really wanting a new Pokemon for the 3DS. That was before X and Y came out. So I remember playing this, and this was actually my first Mystery Dungeon game, by the way, and I got bored of it so quick. I don't know, I wasn't crazy about it. Yeah, Pokemon Rumble World, Pokemon Picross, I never really a Picross guy. Pokemon Shuffle, Pokemon Battle Troze. Oh, and then we get to the good stuff. Kirby Triple Deluxe, a game I really need to get physically. Yeah, I remember I never beat this game or Planet Robobob, but I really enjoyed these. I actually downloaded. I think this game was on sale when I bought it. It was like $35 when I bought it digitally, and I was like, oh, I can finally play the new Kirby game on my 3DS. This isn't my original 3DS, by the way. I had a red 3DS, and then I had a blue 3DS XL, and then I went to the black new 3DS XL. Look at that Mighty Boy Flash sticker that I put on there back in 2018 when the game was revealed. But yeah, I thought this game was really great. Many people say that it's like one of the best Kirby games ever. Though that doesn't hold a candle to this, which many people say is the best Kirby game ever, which now I even heard there's rumors of this coming to Switch. Man, I'm still talking about Triple Deluxe. So yeah, I never beat this game, but I did get far, and the reason why I never beat it, I got bored of it. I don't know. But yeah, it really was a great game. It showcased the 3D really well, and I really loved the new abilities, the Hypernova. My only real issue about this game is that there's no multiplayer, unless you do the extra modes, which Kirby Fighters Deluxe. You had Kirby Fighters on there, and then Kirby Fighters Deluxe was basically the DLC you could download. It was its own separate game, and then VD's Drum Dash Deluxe. Yeah, you can't even play these separate versions anymore. They're only if you download them back in the day. Yeah, you just have the original versions of these games as a part of this. Yeah, I really enjoyed Triple Deluxe, honestly. And then we got this one. I haven't beat this game either, but I know literally everyone says that this is the best Kirby game ever made. Like, I remember the reason I didn't really care for it back in the day is because, like, because, you know, the 3DS was old news, like, the Switch was coming out, it was like, who cared? But then I played the demo for this, and I was like, wow, what was I missing out on? Like, this game is great, and I never beat it. I did buy it on the eShop, like, right before the eShop shut down. Yeah, because I was like, got Triple Deluxe digitally, it makes sense to get this digitally, too. And then, you know, Planet Robobot had, 2 sub-games which eventually got, full-blown eShop downloads, like Blowout Blast, which originally was called Kirby's 3D Rumble, and then you also had, Team Kirby Clash, which is now Team Kirby Clash Deluxe. Yeah, those were part of Planet Robobot. But yeah, the gimmick is cool. Kirby controls a mech, kind of like Tails does in Sonic Adventure 2. Really cool game. I really need to play it more. It definitely looked impressive for a 3DS game. Still does. Really hope the rumors about this coming to Switch are true. Although they better do Triple Deluxe first. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for Planet Robobot coming to Switch, but I would like if they did Triple Deluxe first, because, like, you know, because they did Return to Dreamland, you know, Triple Deluxe would be the next game. Like, it'd be weird if they just skipped and went straight to Planet Robobot. Like, I'm hearing so many rumors of this coming to Switch. I think both of these should come to Switch, and, you know, add multiplayer, bring back the full versions of these 4. That would also be really great. But yeah, Planet Robobot's a Kirby game I just in my backlog, which I really need to play. Like, both of these. You know, I've been Return to Dreamland plenty of times, but not these. I really need to, man. There's so many Kirby games I need to play. Like, it's just so... Like, I have so many games in my backlog, as you can see. Like, there is just a lot. Like, just look at the Switch. Like... Oh yeah, I put the TV right there, by the way. But yeah, that is it for my 3DS collection. Definitely a lot. Definitely more so in my DS. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and in the next video we will talk about the Wii U